Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
You can do it this time. Az did it before, and I did it before that. So go on.
Oh God, they put me on the spot.
Oh, that's cruel, Perry.
Welcome to Guys Playing Games, the podcast.
I'm Az.
I'm Perry.
And I'm Ed.
I quickly saved the day there. Everybody was
I don't know what I was doing. I don't usually do it. You completely threw me.
We're professionals. That's what we are.
Thank you for joining us, guys. Welcome back to Guys Playing Games. We're going to talk to you for a little bit about some stuff. We're going to do a little bit of section about Ready Player One, which we saw last week.
Yeah,
which is cool.
Yeah,
but we're gonna mix it up a little bit. So this is going to be a bit of a shorter mini podcast, really, and then we're going to do like a dedicated sort of 30 minutes with 20-30 minutes. So yeah, just another video basically with like more spoilery stuff.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about our feelings towards the movie.
So this podcast will be spoiler free.
Yes.
But there might not be as much detail as in the next video / audio thing that will be more detailed and spoilery.
Full on spoilery.
Once you've seen the movie, which we urge you to do,
yes,
come and listen to our thoughts on the actual spoilery stuff.
Yeah.
So without any further ado, who wants to start? I'll start. So Perry, what have you been playing this week?
What have you been doing?
Thanks for asking me, Perry. I've been playing nothing.
Well done.
You've been playing nothing.
Nothing. No.
To be fair,
Have you actually not had a chance this week? No.
No, I've been so busy. I've been playing RuneScape.
We had a solid week last week.
Last week was exhausting.
And yes, it was a hellacious week for Guys Playing Games. If you haven't already, we dropped a shitload of content across YouTube and obviously our sound channel with iTunes and stuff. For us, it's a shitload. It's three things in 1 week.
Yeah, that's
three things.
It's true.
That's a lot for us. That's a lot for the little engine that we are right now. So there was a lot of stuff. If you haven't seen our stuff from last week,
pretty sure with the little engine that couldn't.
We could and we can. That is my own.
We did, and now we can't.
We did, and now I need my bed.
now I just want to sleep and actually get some time to play some games.
Yeah,
but yeah, I was going to say, if you haven't checked it out already, please go and check it out. So, see, Perry hasn't played anything this week other than RuneScape.
I need to use my brain. Wait, what have I done?
You played Overwatch last night. I know this.
Yeah, I've been playing. Actually, yeah, no, this is a lie. It's very much a lie because there was something I wanted to talk about, and it was Overwatch because I've been playing a lot of Overwatch. I got back into it, and Brigitte, the new champion.
Oh yeah.
I've been fucking around with her, and she's really fun. She's like this.
I still haven't a chance.
She's like a really weird mix of tank and support. Basically, her passive is every time she does damage, she heals. So she has to be like frontline.
Oh right.
Yeah,
she's
a really unique champion, and she works really well.
That's really cool.
It is really cool. However, it's not very cool if you're playing other sort of hybrid healers like Zenyatta. Zenyatta doesn't work with her at all because you just don't have enough healing. But if you're playing someone like Mercy or Moira with her, she's super strong, especially if you've got like a tanky frontline. Like if you've got like a Reinhardt Roadhog, like Brigitte, you're just unstoppable because her ultimate is the rally to me, yeah, and basically she gives everyone like a 200 armor overshield like for like 10 seconds, and it's huge. Like in team fights, it's massive. It's comparable to Lucio's overshield, and it just changes. It changes team fights. Yeah, she's really fun. Like her interactions with her shield slam are really fun as well because you can with each champion has different interactions with her basically. So like you can stun Reinhardt out of his charge. You can stun Doomfist out of his uppercuts and stuff like that, and his charges. Okay. Yeah, you can do some really cool stuff with it. So you can also stun people out of their ultimates. So Moira, anyone who has like a channel ultimate, as soon as they cast it, you just stun them, and they're like, oh, all right.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, I've gotten a few. So I think one of the achievements is to stun someone out of their ultimate, and that's how you get the pixel skin. I got that like literally the first match. Like I stunned a Roadhog out of his little machine gun thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Full hog, yeah.
She sounds pretty sick. I'd need to jump on with you at some point. But to be fair, after this podcast, if you want to fuck around for a bit, just saying, let's fuck around.
If you can stay awake.
Yeah, I'll neck like 2 more cans of Monster and then we will, because I do want to play. Chip's been playing with me a lot as well. And I've also been playing.
If not, I'll jump on at some point with you.
I've also been playing Doomfist a lot.
Okay.
And I'm getting significantly better with him. He's one of those champions where like I started playing him like, and I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm never going to be good at this champion.
Yeah.
And then I watched Chipser, who's basically like top 500 Doomfist, but he's renowned as the rank 1 Doomfist in the world basically because he gets top 500 every season with just Doomfist.
Fuck.
Which is only this season because it's the only season that Doomfist has been out. But anyway, and basically like there are loads of like. He has a couple of videos on YouTube where he just goes through like map tips and like how to navigate maps and stuff like that. You can do some dumb stuff with Doomfist.
Really?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like Dorado, you can basically jump out of your spawn into their spawn. Like not like close to their spawn. I mean literally into their spawn. Like and you can't get out until they kill you. It's like it's stupid.
Insane.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Do you know a few weeks ago we were playing and there was some dude who was fucking mad with a Doomfist and he was just destroying us. I can't remember what map we were on.
It was Li
like,
Jiang.
Literally, it was the same sort of thing. It was
Li Jiang Tower. It was Command Center.
Yeah.
Because I remember being like, you were over there a minute ago and now you're the opposite side of the map. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was nuts.
What the fuck?
Brigitte, actually, I was watching... I've subscribed to a YouTube channel called Your Overwatch, and they're basically like a YouTube channel dedicated to Overwatch stuff, Overwatch content. And every time a new champion comes out, they do a focus video on that champion and like all the different like mechanics and interactions you can do. And with Brigitte, you can actually with her shield charge, if you shield charge on like a sloped surface and you jump before you do it, it actually propels you into the air and you can get over obstacles and stuff. Right. So like I've been doing a lot of stuff like that. Like on Hanamura, there are loads of interactions like that where like you can shield slam at a rock and it'll push you up into the little crevice, and you can like navigate the map and surprise people. Cool. Yeah, it's really good. I'm actually really enjoying Overwatch at the minute. I played it most days last week.
One of the things I'm excited for with Brigitte is I'm hoping she's gonna make an appearance in Stage 3 of the Overwatch League.
Well, yeah. So this is the thing. She's not active and competitive yet. Because
they're on. So Stage 2's just finished. Mm-hmm. So they're on like their week's break. So I'm hoping the whatever patch things happen, bring them up to date. And I think if she gets introduced, it's really gonna like sort of mess up the meta.
Well, it'll change the meta. Yeah. I mean, the only problem with this, the only problem I foresee with Brigitte is that she kind of reinforces this tank meta at the minute. So a lot of teams like Dallas Fuel are running like 3 tanks at the minute, right?
Yeah.
And it just reinforces that. Like you can now run 3 tanks with a tanky support and a focus Moira healer and then like a Hanzo or a Tracer or something. Like your team's going to be unstoppable. Like it's going to be really interesting. I think they need to balance the tanks a bit more. Like I want them to change the meta, but I want them to do it without changing Brigitte because the way she is at the minute, she's really balanced at the minute. Like she's not overpowered. She's a good duelist, but she's not like amazingly overpowered. Like she can't take on like 4 or 5 people and win, you know.
Well, as I said, by the sounds of it, she's really scenario based as well. Like it really is dependent on the map and who you're playing with. So
map, not some. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. Map, yes, because if she's in the open,
well, it's map sort of decides scenario as well, doesn't it? So map / scenario is kind of hand in hand. So
she 100% needs at least one other tank with her on the team. Otherwise, there's just no point playing her. Like and. Ideally, you want at least 2 champions that can be in close proximity to you, so you can be healing them. But I mean, otherwise, just don't play her. Play someone like Lucio or Zenyatta, like the better hybrid healing people.
Fair enough.
The camera's died for me. Am I still? Can you still see me? Hello.
Yeah, we can see you.
Okay, you two is like stuck.
Oh yeah, it's frozen in the Discord as well.
It don't matter. It's fine.
It's a permanent, dumbfounded look on my face.
It'll come back.
It'll come back. Yeah. So that's me. That's me this week.
Cool.
Yeah. Ed, you go because I've got loads to talk about one line, so I'll go last. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's good. I mean,
I'll be quick, but it's loads.
Yeah, I haven't got a huge amount to talk about. To be fair, I mean, I've been doing my usual bits and bobs on PUBG.
Yeah, I saw you streaming.
Yeah. I played with
your stream
hours on a week. I'd still got some slight technicalities with the audio that I'm hoping to get rectified this weekend.
You're going to steal the mic.
Yeah, going to steal the mic and see if that works. Hopefully I'll be streaming again this weekend.
Cool.
So come check that out. Lovely podcast listening people.
What's your Twitch handle, Ed?
Twitch Smyrny 9000.
There you go. So go and check them out.
Follow him. Go watch.
and you'll know when he's online.
Yeah.
There you go.
So yeah,
times.
yeah, a bit of PUBG. I keep getting second places. It's really starting to annoy me. I keep. There was one the other evening where like it's me and this other guy, and my Discord has just.
I think it's updating itself.
That's alright. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
The other evening it was me and this other guy left. And I was basically hiding behind a rock in the tiniest circle you've ever seen, just going, where the hell is this guy? And I just had literally no idea where he was. And then I died, and I still don't know where he was. So that was...
So hacks, basically.
Yeah, I just don't know where he was.
It was Hacksaws.
He must have been like proning somewhere or something. But, and then literally just before coming around here, I had another number 2.
Was it a good number 2?
It was pretty... Well, it wasn't great. I'd have preferred number 1. Circle closed in on...
poo jokes.
So immature. Circle was closing in. I was like... I found a buggy and made my way into sort of one of the final circles. Parked it up inside a warehouse. Circle was closing. Circle was then shrunk onto the warehouse that I was in. I got down to the last 3. I heard the other 2 guys fighting on the other side of like a shipping container outside. And my thought was like, those 2 are fighting each other. One of them's going to win and the other one's going to be damaged. So I'll bomb it out there and try and finish off the last guy for the win. But turns out the guy who won that duel was a lot closer to me than I was anticipating. So he kind of got the drop on me because he just kind of like popped out from around the side of the container. I was like, oh shit. Yeah. So, yeah.
Don't worry, Ed. One day you'll get that chicken dinner.
I'm fairly
Ed,
confident
we
I'm
will
going to get there.
We will play a game of squads and we will get a chicken dinner.
It's not the same though, mate. It's not the same. Carry chicken dinner is not the same as solo chicken dinner.
Yeah, well,
I want the solo, but I mean, squads like on Sunday we got like in the first game we played we got like a third. Was it third?
We got pretty deep. Would have probably. I'll get into it in a minute, but we got fucked over in a game, which is last night as well. Yeah. So.
Yes, I've been doing some PUBG stuff. The other thing I've been playing, which don't react too harshly, there was a Destiny 2 patch yesterday.
That really flew under the radar. I didn't even know that was happening.
Put your headphones back in. Perry's like storming off in protest. The only reason I decided to have a look at it yesterday is because this patch is supposed to fix a lot of my personal quibbles with the game, which is movement speed and ability cooldown. And having played it last night, movement speed...
Ability cooldown?
Yeah, because they massively increased like super recharge and grenade recharge and all that stuff.
When did they do that?
The beginning of D2. Everything was like really slow to recharge compared to D1.
See, I don't really notice that because I'm good with guns. So I can just...
But did you notice you weren't...
I'm just good, so I don't notice that
It's the fact
shit.
that you weren't able to use your ability, like the grenades and stuff would come up very irregularly.
So you've got 3 guns, mate.
Well, no, you got two primaries and a secondary.
So 3 guns.
Yeah. Anyway.
Soz.
So when I logged in yesterday, the movement speed change I thought was very pronounced. Like it feels much quicker and much more like D1 speeds, which is kind of...
Was that different?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I must admit, I noticed the difference.
Movement speed was
at the start of D2. I mean, I got used to it fairly
that was the thing I kind of told myself. It was like, yeah, okay, they've changed it, but I'm sure I will get used to it as the game progresses.
It was a bit sluggish.
Yeah, it was kind of slow.
Well, I think the difference probably for us, Perry, as well, probably why I didn't notice is because we were playing on PC, and obviously you're playing at double the frame rate. So,
but yeah, the patch yesterday made like a massive difference. Like the movement is so much faster. Like moving around, jumping and stuff, it feels a lot more fluid and a lot more like it did before.
Awesome.
Okay, maybe we'll get a squad together and fuck with some D2 at some point.
I mean, there's still more changes to come, but it's for me personally, it's more playable than it was. Like I'd be interested in going back for like an Iron Banner or something like every now and again just to play a bit now, just because the pace is a bit more up.
Can I just throw this out here? That's pretty shit improvement, isn't it, Reed? I grew up with the game. It wasn't like move speed and...
I know. I mean, that's not the be-all and end-all of my issues with the game, but it's certainly gone a bit of the way to improving things for me personally.
Well, that's the general consensus.
Yeah,
is,
fair
like,
enough.
from the dev Q&As and stuff. I know I don't watch these, it's just what I read about, basically. The general consensus is, every time they release a patch, the game gets more and more like D1.
Yeah.
And people are like, good. Like,
Yeah.
like you got it, like, towards the end of D1, you got it right.
Yeah,
So just give us that
was
back.
the thing. Towards the end, those last 6 months of D1 were like, okay, the PvP meta wasn't great because it was all grenades and abilities, but the general feeling and the kind of structure of the game was like it was in a good place.
Yeah.
Like the kind of the way the loot distribution and like the mechanics and stuff.
Well, speaking of loot distribution, there was a dev Q&A about strike rewards and stuff like that. Like, apparently it's all getting overhauled. And
well, the Nightfall strike
Yeah.
rewards launched yesterday with this.
oh, did it?
So
Okay.
Nightfall, when each strike has a unique piece of loot which has a chance to drop from the Nightfall. The only
Okay.
slight problem with this, looking at the loot that is associated with each one. So I think there are 7 strikes in the game at the moment. Only 3 of them drop weapons.
And the other 4 are
The
like
other-
armor pieces.
Wow.
No, the other 4. There's 2 sparrows, a ghost, and a ship.
Fuck off. Why?
Oh, okay.
Oh. So with these unique mission rewards, do you only get one chance at them each week?
No, you can
You can keep doing the nightfall until you get
people
it.
yesterday saying they got it on like their 5th try.
Fine. I'm okay with that. As long as they don't give you one roll at it each week.
No, it's you can
Like,
you can
that's-
keep
That's fine. I'm
doing
okay with
it.
that. I don't care.
It's like the strike loot from D1. Like you just run the strike until you get it.
Fuck D1. I ran Dust Palace. I ran Dust
Dust
Palace
Palace,
like 200 fucking times with my hunter for that dumb motherfucking cloak, and I never got it. Ever. So annoying. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just kind of done with
Yeah,
Destiny
I think I
myself.
think
Yeah, I
Fine.
mean, I'll go back when the
It's
next
like-
DLC drops because obviously I bought it. But like I'd say the patch dropped. It had some stuff that was interesting to me, so I thought I'd check it out.
If the next DLC is like great content, then I'll go back. But
Yeah,
otherwise, I've got other games to play.
I think the thing with it, they really have to knock it out the park with the next DLC because if they don't, I think a lot of people are going to be.
To be fair, I don't even want to dislike Destiny. Like Destiny 2, I really enjoyed. The thing
Yeah,
for
no,
Destiny
like-
for me that was upsetting for me was with 2 was it was well, the same with the first. Really, I mean, the first I sort of grinded it out a bit longer, but with 2. It was the same thing of you've done the raid, now it's just like who really gives a shit? Like once that was
But the
done,
thing-
especially because like hard mode didn't give you anything different.
The thing
was
with
really
D1
funny.
though was like, I was happy to just sit down of an evening and just mess about in Patrol or play some Crucible. Like I was just happy to do that, and I haven't had the same draw to D2. It's like, you know, partly because
same.
of the movement stuff. Like it felt off and like slower, and
See, for me, it wasn't that. It was the fact that I've already done this on Destiny 1, and I felt like I was just playing Destiny 1. And obviously, you were saying you noticed the move speed and stuff like that. But in general, I just felt like I was playing a massive DLC.
yeah,
It was the same game.
But
It was just like, okay.
The point there is, it wasn't even a massive DLC. It was just like
No,
it was just like-
no.
Yeah.
It just felt like a DLC.
No.
yeah.
I say massive DLC. It felt like a DLC.
I mean,
yeah.
the problem that D2 has is the loot game still isn't really there because they took away random rolls. There isn't like gold rolls to chase, and that's why a lot of the streamers and stuff aren't playing it because there isn't stuff to chase. Like once you hit max level,
That's it. You're done.
Yeah, it's
You're
done.
literally
there isn't anything else to do.
Yeah.
Like you've had like
No, exactly.
these guns like
Well, it's,
20
it's,
times
it's
over.
exactly what happened to us. We all hit max level, and we were like, well, all right, well, what do we do now? Nothing.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. We'll wait until the next DLC comes out, and suppose hopefully they'll raise the light cap, and we can do it all again. But they didn't even do that, did they? Did they raise the light cap?
yeah, it went up a bit.
Oh, okay.
It went up like 20 points.
A smidge. Yeah, it's not 20.
Yeah.
Like, who gives a shit?
But even that, it wasn't incentive enough to bring us all back. I mean, I know like Pearl and Keith and people still play it, but
Yeah, no.
yeah.
Anyway, yeah. so
no
that's-
one still plays it. Anyway, fuck Destiny. It's had a patch, whatever. It's still not fixed. This is the be all and end all of it. It's still not fixed.
What else you got?
Yeah, next DLC,
yeah, I mean,
maybe
that's
we'll
pretty
come back
much-
and
I say,
get both
like,
for it.
with the crazy week last week, I haven't really had a chance
Yeah.
to do much else. So yeah, just a bit of
I,
Destiny.
on the other hand, I've played fucking loads.
How? Where are you finding the time?
You've literally,
I don't fucking know.
You've been to London like twice.
So I've got 3 games I want to just quickly touch on.
No, do it.
Because
quick
we're already spoke right.
No, you got like 10 minutes.
Right.
You got 10 minutes.
Okay, cool. Right, first, just quick touch on PUBG. As Ed just said, obviously I got PUBG on Xbox.
Oh yeah, you started playing Xbox.
I didn't pay for it. Just got it like a cheeky, sneaky way, which I won't delve into. But I've got the game. So I've been playing it on Xbox. It didn't change my mind on the opinion I've formed from seeing stuff on the internet and things on that version of the game. People who play it on Xbox argue it blue in the face. Ed, not so much, but some other people that I play with argue it till they're blue in the face that, it's still good.
What's the argument?
But it's more that it's like, oh, it's okay and stuff like that. But I think that the game in its current form is completely fucking unacceptable. It's playable, ish, but it's still fucked. Like, I couldn't revive my teammate yesterday in a game. Like, fuck you. That's a fundamental fucking part of the game. I couldn't do it.
That's the opposite of a bug they introduced a couple of patches back, where they did like one of these like stability improvement patches, and they introduced a bug where you could start the revive and then just run off, and then like 10 seconds later the person would just pop up on their own because it didn't cancel the revive.
Fucking dumb. And like the frame
people
rate,
were just able to just like tap to start the revive and run off somewhere else, and then 10 seconds later the dude would just pop up like magic.
It takes 10 seconds to revive
I
someone.
can't remember the exact timings because I usually play solo, so there's no revive.
Yeah.
But
the thing that gets me with it is a game that is emphasised around firefights and playing squads and things like that.
I don't think it's emphasised around firefights at all.
Well, the end game ends in a firefight, so
you can win without killing anyone.
We have to kill someone to kill the last person.
If they die,
well, okay. If you're very lucky and they die from the fucking thing, then you're okay.
It's possible.
It's possible, but it's very rare.
Challenge accepted, Ed. Get a chicken dinner without shooting.
Go get chicken dinner without shooting a single person.
This time next week.
But like,
I won't have.
There's 5 or 6 of you on screen firing at one time on it. The frame rate plummets. It dies. It's like, what the fuck? Like, I can't shoot anyone because, like, I can't control the game properly. It's ridiculous.
In a very vain defense of the game, it is still classed as early access, which is the only way.
I know, and I know that's the argument, but
yeah, no, it needs to be better,
stinks.
especially on One X. It's pretty inexcusable on a One X.
I've played it on the original Xbox now. I've played it on the original Xbox now, and my experience on the original Xbox was a lot smoother than my experience on the Xbox One X.
Really?
Yes. Which was bizarre to me. Don't get me wrong, there was a lot more issues like pop-in and stuff like that. Like, I walked into a house, and there was nothing there, and then all of a sudden there were sofas and all sorts of shit, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, that just come out of nowhere. But yeah, like, it was a lot more stable at 30, it felt like. I mean, really? I didn't have anything to properly test it, but like, my game felt smoother, which was weird to me. But yeah, like oddly, I can see the argument of like, oh, it's still playable and stuff like that, because I've jumped on and like I'm still quite happy to play it. But at the same time, though, the snob in me is like, this is so fucking broken. At the same time, like, it's nothing to look at either. Yeah. Like, it's really nothing to look at, and it shouldn't play like
just
that.
Comparing it to the PC version, like obviously the PC version's further along, but
yeah.
I
don't remember the PC version ever being that bad though, like that bad.
Yeah, fair enough.
In terms of frame rate and stuff like that.
PC version, but
no, it was at least it's at least pretty much always been playable. I've had it since launch on PC, and I don't remember it ever being as bad as it is on the console at the minute.
Well, hopefully we'll get the stuff together and.
I'm sure it will get better. It's getting better.
Yeah,
it's just definitely still not there.
I think we've had two patches this month, and both of them have we've definitely seen improvements.
I turned the window. I'm hot. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, that's all I want to say about PUBG. I just wanted to throw out there that I played it. I did a way out. I completed a way out.
Finished it.
That was finished. Did it in one sit. Did it on one sit.
I like the way you were like, oh yeah, I'll play that with you, Ed. We'll do that together. That'd be great. And then all of a sudden,
Ed didn't buy it.
Well, you played it before, because my streaming.
I want to play it again.
My streaming day is Sunday, which you knew, and then you played it on like Friday or something.
Did you buy it?
Well, I could have bought it on Sunday.
You still could. Yeah, I would have played it again. There's multiple endings. I still actually want to play it again. Legit. Oh well, you see, if you'd have got it, I said, "Do you want to play?"
I'm going to play it with some random person on the internet.
Oh well, fuck you then.
I like the fact that go to after Az was a random person on the internet and not me. Like,
you haven't got an Xbox.
You could invite him to your house and play it split screen.
Oh, okay, well, you could do that.
No, fuck you.
No, because you don't want to leave your house all weekend. So.
Go away. Go on, Ed. Ed.
Anyway, we're deviating.
Go on, carry on.
Deviate. Played it.
What do you think?
It's a weird one, I'll have to say.
No spoilers though.
Because
it's
before
been reviewed
I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go spoilers. Obviously, before it came out, I was pretty hyped for it. Obviously, I mentioned it on the podcast a couple of times, and Joseph Fares is now my idol because that guy's fucking crazy. It's the reviews were really solid for it. The reviews were a bit misleading for me actually, because going into it, everybody was like the dialogue, and I'm not going to go spoilers into what's said and stuff like that. But the dialogue and story was really well done, and the voice acting was really well done. I completely fucking disagree. Like, there is some really fucking shaky dialogue in this fucking game. Like, real B-movie level dialogue at some points. And, like, some of the interactions and stuff are really weird and fucking... Like, some of the dialogue's really repetitive. Again, I won't dive into what's said and stuff like that. But, yeah, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, these reviewers never watched, like, a good movie before or anything. Like, the dialogue... Or, like, played, like, Uncharted or something like that. Like, something with actually legitimate good dialogue and... voice work. Like, this game is not that good in terms of the voice acting department. But it started off good. The co-op is great. It started off really good, and then it got to this one bit, and I won't say what bit because I don't want to give spoilers. But it got really shit really quickly. Got really fucking shit. It went downhill very fast.
This you sent me a message when you were playing it, and you were like, "Don't bother," and then the next message was, "Oh, it's just got good again."
Yeah, I was like, it's just got good again. And then, yeah, exactly. Then it does a U-turn again, it actually becomes really good. And I will say, this game is worth playing to get to the end. 100%.
Yeah, I did actually read
as much as the
has
stories,
a really, really good ending.
It has one of the best endings of a game I've ever played.
Wow.
Right out there.
Yeah.
100%. Wow. It has one of the single-handed best endings of a game I've ever played. I don't even want to say why or how, whatever. You just, as much as it is a bit shaky here and there, you need to play it because it's worth getting. It's 100% a must play because of the end.
Wow. Okay.
Like I say, it goes good, really shit, amazing.
There you go. As is 4-word review.
That is it.
Good,
that was my Twitter
really
review.
Shit,
I think my tweet legit was: A Way Out is a good game. A Way Out is a bad game. A Way Out is an amazing game.
Nice.
And that's legit the review because it's peaks and valleys, that game. But once you get through it, the payoff is fucking sublime. So Ed, do get it. Right. Do get Perry over your house and play it because fuck me. And just do it in one sitting as well. I recommend doing it in one sitting. It's 6 hours.
6 hours.
You can 6 hours. We did it in, and that was with a little bit of exploration and stuff like that.
Who did you play it with?
Minor spoiler here. The exploration in the game is not worth fucking doing. So just play through the story. Because it's not when I say exploration, I mean like fucking off and speaking to random NPCs. It's real not worth doing at all. You might as well just get through the main plot. Is my opinion.
Are there like side quests and stuff in it?
No.
Oh.
It's linear. It's a linear story. It's essentially... It's very...
What do you mean just follow the main plot?
But, I mean, like, follow the main objectives. Just do your objectives. Don't bother wandering off. Because there are NPCs and stuff like that. And there's some funny little tidbits on missions. Like, you can play little arcade games. You can play chess and stuff like that. But, like the little mini games are quite fun. But, like, talking to NPCs, I thought might actually be meaningful and be interesting. But it's not. It's real shit dialogue. And every conversation is essentially the same. So, no point. Just breeze past that. But yeah, no, I really liked it, and I'd say anyone listening, anyone listening should definitely play it.
Not even with one of the best endings of a game ever.
honestly, like, shit blew me away. I wish I could go spoilers. I don't want to because
I want to play it. I want to play it now.
Yeah, honestly, it's fucking amazing. The ending is fucking amazing. But me and Cole were playing it, and we were like, "Oh wow!" So yeah, it's good.
All right,
it's real good.
And maybe we'll play it.
Legit, Pel. Honestly, it's really good. It's a weird. Like, well, I wanted to just quickly touch on with it as well. It's quite a weird game because it's very what can't I think of the name? Heavy Rain-esque.
Oh, okay.
Really, kind of, because it's more that way inclined, and then there's a whole section where it's not really like that at all, but it's more that way inclined most of the way through. So yeah, it's very, very story driven. The story, like I say, is a bit shaky here and there, but it wraps up really well.
Right. Well, it sounds interesting.
The other game,
I'm intrigued.
One more game, just quickly want to touch on because it's amazing. Far Cry 5 came out yesterday. Fuck my life! What a beautiful game. Jesus.
As is forward.
That. Yes, fuck my life. What a game.
I've been watching some streams of it and stuff. Like, it looks like a Far Cry game. Like, nothing about it has particularly blown me away. It's one of those things. It's not. I wouldn't enjoy a stream of it. It's a game you need to play. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fucking chaos. You can shoot grenades at bears' faces and they go flying and stuff. It's it's completely ridiculous. I can't imagine. Like I say, I don't think that's a game you can base on watching a streamer. For me, watching games like that, like where it's more sort of story driven and objective based. I played Far Cry 4 a lot, and there's nothing that really sets it apart from. I mean, obviously, location and stuff is different.
Well, it's a very different location. You can fly planes and helicopters and stuff like that.
Aside from that,
you don't have to do those fucking towers. You don't have to do that anymore.
It just kind of looks like more of the same. It doesn't look like anything. Considering, look,
I was having this argument with someone yesterday.
The two games, like I would expect more. Something a bit different.
This is the argument I was having yesterday. What? Tell me what you would like.
I don't know.
Exactly.
If we could do that, we would all be game developers.
Yeah, but I mean, if you compare,
yeah, exactly.
Okay, if you compare it to something like, what was that? I think Assassin's Creed Syndicate and Assassin's Creed Origins, they've taken it and they've kind of, it's the same game, but they've mixed it up and made it new again.
Yeah, they put an RPG progression system on it. The progression system on this is different to what was on 4.
I don't know. It's not grabbing me personally. But
the argument I made was like, let's look at Grand Theft Auto. What's really different between those games?
Like 4 and 5.
But yeah. Like what's really that different at the core of it?
Well, I mean, obviously number 5, you have 3 main characters.
Well, yeah, okay, but like the gameplay, like the game, the game is the same. Like, the game is not really that different. Has a better story. The game itself, not really that different. It's the same. See? I'm a cock.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my argument. It's like I've seen a lot of people saying the same thing, and that's my argument for it. It's like you know, if it ain't fixed, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like it's good. It's totally. I think it's more ridiculous than the last game. Like the hillbillies and shit on it are fucking. Pretty interesting, to be honest.
Was there a Far Cry game that was set in like?
They did Far Cry Primal. I didn't play that.
That's the only game. That's the only Far Cry game that I've ever seen that I've been like, yeah, I would like to play that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was the opposite with it. I was like, no.
Yeah, I'll play that.
Nah.
Tame a little lion and go
it seemed like
people.
a really weird direction to go in. But
yeah, no, I thought. I mean, I get the point. It's not that different to 4, but like I say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's still a lot of fun. They've added new bits and pieces to it that shake things up a little bit.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's still fun. That's the main thing. If you liked 4, you'll like this. Like, I mean, I've seen a few reviews saying it's a wait for a sale because of that reason. So it's a really solid game and it's a well worth play, but if you're looking for something a bit, that's changing the series up a bit, this ain't it.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know, I just jumped into it because I sold a pop on eBay and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to buy Far Cry. So,
Nice.
I thought, fuck it, why not?
You YOLO'd.
So I got it
every week.
I did YOLO hard, yeah. It is fun though. It is good fun, and it's a very pretty game as well. In 4K, that shit is shiny. I do like a pretty game.
So is that you? Is that what you've been?
That is me. That's what I've been playing. That's a way out. Go play that. That's the must play of the 3.
That's your highlight.
Cool.
That's Far Cry 5 is technically my highlight, but I think there's a lot of people who are a bit dubious about that. Whereas A Way Out is something quite new. There's some interesting shit with the way the co-op plays out and stuff. So that is definitely worth a play.
Cool. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good. You did a lot. You did a lot of.
You've had a busy few days.
Yeah.
Gotta sleep now.
You can't sleep
Ready
now.
Player One.
Yeah, let's talk about the movie.
Yeah. Let's leave the news because we've not got time.
What time is it now?
We're at 36. I mean, we do have time if you want. We can do news.
We can rattle through some news after movie things.
Okay.
All right. Cool then. Who wants to start?
I liked it. You haven't. No one's heard my opinion of it.
yeah.
So I'm going to jump in.
Point.
Tell us.
We have not heard your opinion of Ready Player One.
Yes. So we had the video out last week where Ed and Perry went to the premiere in London, which I was also invited to, by the way. But I was a fucking.
Yeah, but you fucked up, mate. Yeah.
Well, premiere / UK special launch Wednesday night.
It was just a press screening.
Yeah, it was a press screening. It was a multimedia screening.
It's a press screening.
Well, it was the first time it's shown in the UK, so whatever, guys. You went. Who cares?
Basically, as done Goose because Steven Spielberg.
I done Goose,
and not even just Steven Spielberg. Gunship were there as well, and I
was more upset about Gunship.
I lost my shit when I saw those guys there.
If nobody knows who Gunship are, they're an 80s synthwave band, and they are fucking incredible. Go check them out.
They made a song for the movie called Artemis and Parzival, right? Yeah. You didn't like it, did you? I liked it. I thought the track was really good. I thought it was really good.
I just found it a bit slow.
You're a bit slow, but I like you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no. I did see the film though. The exact same night. I just saw it in Ipswich.
Give us your opinion.
I really enjoyed it. I must admit, going into it, I was a bit dubious. So I was a bit like you. I didn't have any expectations, but then
I don't think the trailers sell it very well, personally.
You see, the trailer sold me enough to think, yeah, I really want to see that when that comes out.
Okay.
But again, it was like, I want to see that, but I don't care. I could care less either way how it goes, kind of thing.
I want to talk a little bit more about.
I wasn't hyped.
I want to talk a little bit more about the trailer in a minute, but yeah, carry on, and then I'll pick up on the trailer in a bit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I wasn't like hyped for it or anything like that. It was just one of those things if I want to check out. But then seeing it, I was like, that was real good. That was fun. I was really concerned it was going to be really shove it down your throat with all the cameos, and it was going to be too much about cameos and things like that, where it really wasn't.
Though, was it?
I mean, there was the really references did come thick and fast, but they were background.
Yeah.
They weren't
exactly. That's the thing. They were everywhere, but they weren't in your face. They were just. It was just part of the world.
Yeah.
That was the thing. It was literally just that. It was part of the world, and the central focus was on the characters who weren't like these pop culture icons and things like that. So I think Tracer must have appeared most in that film. I swear I kept seeing Tracer.
She appeared a couple of times. There was a lot of Street Fighter as well.
Wait, do we spoiler? Is this spoiler territory? No, it's not. It's not because actually,
this is
the things we're talking about are all in the trailer, so it's not spoiler.
As you say, watch a trailer and you see all these characters. So
like Blizzard done quite well because Blizzard had a few references in there, not only the Overwatch stuff.
Yeah,
I don't want to mention the other
dude
one
from StarCraft and stuff.
I wasn't going to mention that, but thanks.
Oh. Fuck it, spoilers. The dude from StarCraft's in it. He's not a big role.
Well, no,
who cares?
Anyway. The references are many and varied. There's obviously a lot of video game stuff makes it in there, as you'd expect. But then the movie side as well. There's kind of really nice to see all these different characters.
Really nice. There's one part of the film, and I'm not going to say what it is, but you will both know that when they get to this part, or when you get to this part in the movie, you're like, holy shit, this is really cool. You're like, This is, I didn't foresee this coming out of this movie. Like, I thought it was just like a nerd.
I think you're talking about the midpoint.
The second key. Yeah. The second key. Yeah. That
was one of my favourite sequences.
Yeah, that was incredible.
I don't know what bit you're on about.
All right, we'll fill you in.
So tell me after.
Well, in relation to the book, they go into a film, but in the book it's a different film.
Okay,
I'll say that.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the bit where they go into
that was very cool.
Was really, really cool.
Kind of spoilery.
Well, it's not.
No, it's not. It's fine.
It's not spoilery.
We'll pick back up on this in the next podcast.
Yeah, we'll discuss that. Yeah, we'll discuss that at length in the spoilery podcast.
I want to talk a little bit about the trailer. So I really liked the trailer for this film, and here's for why. So the world is currently in a state where a movie trailer tells you everything that happens in the fucking story, and like to the extent that you just don't need to go see it. You don't need to go see the movie because you can watch a trailer and you know exactly what happens. Mm-hmm. That is just not the case in this. So they do a really good job of the first 4 seconds of the trailer is the main character telling you what's happened and like giving you a bit of context, being like, in the future, the world's shit. So we'll go to this cool place called the Oasis, and you're like, oh, okay, a little bit of context. This exposition is really good. And then they're like, but there are bad guys trying to take over, and we're gonna fuck shit up. And you're like, all right, cool, I'm in, I'm sold. But like, you don't see what happens. You see some action scenes. You don't get into like the story or the plot or twists or anything like that. Like, it's nice. It's refreshing.
See, the funny thing about that is, coming from reading the book, not having all that stuff in there was kind of worrying, because it's like, there's stuff that's quite predominant in the trailer with the race scene. Obviously, a lot of the trailer marketing has been around the race. In fact, the first trailer they put out, pretty much the only footage you saw was of the race, and there isn't a race in the book. So immediately from the first trailer, I was like, this is like one of my most anticipated films, and now it's
so different,
completely different to what I was expecting.
Can I just jump in a sec? I completely disagree.
Why?
About the trailer. I can't say because it's spoilery. All right. So I'll give you my opinion in the next video.
I think I kind of know where you're coming from, actually. But we'll talk about
I completely disagree for a very big reason, but I don't want to say why because it's full of spoilers. So I'll come back in the next video. Fair enough.
So
that's the hook. Listen to the next video because we're going to have an argument and it's going to be great.
So in terms of like, I lost my train of thought.
Trailer, world building, stuff.
Nah, it's gone, bro.
You've ruined him, Az.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, he's back.
Off the back of watching the movie, I started reading the book.
Oh, you started? Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm on like chapter 6.
Nice.
Yeah, I obtained the book by some means, and now I read it on my phone on the way to and from work, and it's very good. Like the actual writing itself is quite complex. It's a good story, and
it's one of those things. Like, it's not the greatest literary work ever made, but
I disagree. I think it's written very well.
If you're a geek nerd and likes 80s pop culture stuff, like it's a great fun read, and there's like the way it's all woven together is done really nicely, and this kind of
moral of the story is watch the film, love the film, and then read the book, because
there's been a few guys at work actually who, like, you know, I sent our lovely video around at work that you should go check out on YouTube.
We've just been plugging shit everywhere this episode.
But yeah, some of the guys at work have been like, oh yeah, I'm excited for the film, I'm going to read the book, and I've actually said to them, read the book afterwards.
Yeah, watch the film first.
Watch the film first, because I was of the mind that if you read the book now and then go straight into the film, it might be a bit jarring, because the differences are so big. It might be a bit, your expectations might be completely skewed. So I would actually say, if you haven't read the book, watch the film first, because there's a lot more in the book. The book kind of fleshes stuff out a lot more. So the film almost doesn't really kind of necessarily spoil the book, because they made such big changes. So yeah, read the book second.
I think like from where I am in the book, like the big changes were fully necessary because they needed to truncate and chop down
the timeline. The timeline in the book is much longer.
Yeah.
But you can tell in the film. I'm not getting spoilery, but you can tell in the film that it's set over a large amount of time. But I guess at some points that can be not very clear. But I mean, obviously, I'm guessing that was the intention that it is set over several months or whatever.
As Perry said in our little video thing, you were saying it could have been split.
Yeah,
into
they missed
three.
the trick, man. They could have easily split it into
even
2 or 3
well,
films.
Yeah, I think definitely 2 films. Like they could have ended it like part way through the second key or something.
Well, no, they could have ended it obtaining the second key, and then the final section is getting the third, and then the end. Like that.
I think that would have been too much.
You reckon?
I think it would have been too much.
But you have to remember as well, they would have been able to put in more context from the book. So there would have been.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been thinner. It would have been the
same
amount
able to put more
of content. But
I think the way it worked quite nice as well because of the whole.
Spoiler.
It was very Spielberg and like no, go spoilers. It was a very Spielbergy kind of film, and it was
very Spielberg.
Yeah,
it's very Spielberg, and I was about. I need to go spoilers to be fair.
You
with what I'm trying to convey.
You can't.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm not. Calm down. I'll do it next video. I'm just saying I need to come back because the stuff I've got to say on this film is all spoiler ridden. So I'm just
On that note,
I enjoyed it though. That's the main thing. On that note,
let's leave it here for now.
I mean, the short version is we all very much enjoyed it. So you guys who hadn't read the book both really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I loved it.
And for me, as someone who really loved the book, I mean, again, as I said in the video, in the third act of the movie, I was sat there and I'd kind of come to terms with what had happened, and I was actually pretty happy with what I was seeing because the underlying story and the kind of thread throughout is like fully intact, and the stuff that is lifted from the book, like there are scenes that are direct, like
almost like scene for scene,
from the book, and like it was really cool to see those moments because it's like okay, like they're kind of scattered throughout the film, and that was really cool. And yeah, the way they done it, I think, as you say, like for like a 2.5, like was it 2 hours, 2.5 hours, whatever it is.
It was just over 2 hours
to condense.
Just over 2, yeah.
To take such a dense book that had so much going on in it and cram it into like a single movie, like they've done a really good job. And yeah, I'm really excited to see it again.
Yeah, I really want to see it again as well. I said in the RPI video, like this is the rare occasion where I want to see it on a regular screen because it as much of a visual feast as it is, it was a bit overwhelming watching it in IMAX because I was like, the fuck is everything happening?
Yeah,
everywhere.
there's so much going on.
So I want to see it.
See, I was the opposite. I want to see it in an IMAX. I haven't seen it in an IMAX yet. I need to see it in an IMAX.
That's exactly what Spielberg said.
Yeah.
A normal cinema does not do that film justice. Like I've seen it on a regular screen, like just like the colours and stuff like that. You can tell they're just not there. It still looks great, but that's an IMAX film all day, all day.
I mean, short version is 3 thumbs up from us. Go see it.
Big thumbs up. Yeah.
I have a big thumb,
and we'll get into it a lot more. So we're going this podcast will go out on our sort of regular Thursday release. I think we're going to hold the spoilery one for a few days.
We're going to give people a chance to see the film before
we unleash.
Before we upload it, and then people can't watch it until they see the film.
Yeah.
So
we're going to record it straight after we finish doing this, but we'll put it out in a few days' time when people have had a chance to check it out. Yeah. So you can come back and listen to us argue about the things,
stuff
and things and junk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
all right. Well, so we'll leave RPI.
News. Should we do some news?
Yeah, we will.
Just quick. Very quick. All right, we're going to battle through some news. Right. This week, today, the games were announced for PlayStation Plus and Games for Gold. Games for Gold is getting The Witness Assassin's Creed Syndicate, Cars 2.
That's the 360.
And Dead Space 2. Dead Space 2 and Cars 2 are the 360 releases, which is the most fucking odd contrast of games ever.
Dead Space 2 is not.
Cars 2. Cars 2, Dead Space 2. Right. Cars 2, Dead Space 2.
I'd love to see some sort of mashup where those two worlds collide.
Yeah, they collide and like a fucking necromorph fucking
terrify children.
Just bursts out of
Lightning McQueen. Like Lightning McQueen's fucking hood just and fucking just blood everywhere.
Engine oil spraying, petrol everywhere.
Just fucking
screaming.
Chaos, cats and dogs, all sorts of shit. So yeah, that's what the Xbox is getting. And to battle that, the PlayStation is getting Mad Max, Trackmania Turbo, In Space We Brawl, Toy Home, 99 Vidas, and Qbert Rebooted. I have no idea what the fuck Qbert Rebooted is.
Really? That
sounds electric.
Yes. Jesus.
Oh,
Trackmania, I think, did that already come to Games with Gold? I
think that's already been on Games with Gold. I have a feeling someone might tell us otherwise. I'm pretty sure it has, though. Mad Max is a good one. I think Mad
Max definitely. Mad Max is in the Microsoft Game Pass thing.
It is. It's in Game Pass. I'd say PlayStation wins it this month for me. I think PlayStation's got pretty. Yeah, say Mad Max and Trackmania are a couple of nice releases. Syndicate was a bit. I actually don't know anything about The Witness. To be fair, I could be wrong. The Witness is apparently very good.
I've been playing the mobile version of that, and it's
is it good?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's it gets pretty hard. The puzzles get pretty tricky. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, it's a decent little puzzler if you got some. Like, if you invest some time in it. So, yeah.
Well, there you go. That's worth picking up, guys. Do it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And it's going to be free. Yeah. All that shit's free. Download it. While we're doing lists, we'll jump onto another little morsel that you've given us this weekend. It is that the World Video Game Hall of Fame nominees have been announced. There is some interesting stuff on this list.
Really good, some really good. They should all go in as far as I'm concerned.
I was going to say, this list, for me, is a bit dumb because I feel like everyone who's nominated is going to go in eventually.
Yeah, well, read out the titles.
I was going to say, the list is Asteroids, Call of Duty, Dance Dance Revolution, Final Fantasy VII, Half-Life, John Madden Football, King's Quest, Metroid, Minecraft, Miss Pac-Man, Space War, and Tomb Raider. Minecraft being the newest of everything that's on there, which is quite interesting.
I mean,
early nod.
Deny that Minecraft's had like a significant impact.
Minecraft is a phenomenon.
Yeah. But yeah,
for me.
Go on.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, for me, like stuff like Half-Life is like a must.
Yeah, I was literally about to say, for me, Half-Life is the no-brainer on that list. I feel like that takes the cake out of that list. But everything on that list has had a pretty significant.
Asteroids, like
Final Fantasy VII.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly. Dance Dance Revolution. That's like some groundbreaking fucking arcade shit right there. What's Miss Pac-Man? Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Just everything on there. Metroid, all of it needs to go in. So for me, when I read that list earlier on, I was a bit like, okay.
So wait, they have to pick one.
No, not one. There's like a jury type thing that like selects.
Yeah, I think there's like a board.
I don't think there's like a defined number. It's like these are the games that have been put. I think possibly they could all go in, or like.
So the article from Polygon states this year's finalists for induction into the World Video Game Hall of Fame, which is organised by the Strong National Museum of Play in Rochester, New York, have been announced. Finalists include the original blah, 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 blah. 12 games, including console, computer, and arcade titles, are up for consideration this year. So, I don't know if they do a couple or what.
I think towards the bottom of the article, it says what went in last year. And there was like 4 or 5 titles. So...
last year's inductees were Donkey Kong, Halo, of course, Pokemon Red and Green, Street Fighter 2. So there's 5 games going last year.
Yeah.
If you count Red and Green as separate games.
Which we do.
So no. Exactly, they are separate games.
They're different Pokemon. They're different games.
Yeah, exactly, this is a fucking different game. I'd say they all deserve to go in. I imagine they all probably will at some point. So that's
I mean, just because they've been nominated this year, I guess if something doesn't go in, it can be nominated again.
Yeah, exactly. I don't imagine that disqualifies them from future nominations. What else is interesting this week?
So I've got one.
No more lists. Go for it.
Obviously, we've had a few new titles come out. Sea of Thieves being one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else can talk about that in a minute. The other title that I really want to talk about and I really want to play is Ni no Kuni 2.
Oh yeah, you talked about this last week.
Talked a little bit, but it's had really good receptions. It's had like 7.5 to 8.5 like Metascores and Rotten Tomatoes and stuff. Like it's doing pretty well, and I need to play it because everyone's playing it and I'm not, and it gives me a sad.
Well, sort it out.
Yeah. You should do a YOLO and purchase that.
Buy it, and then you can talk about it next week.
Oh, I already own it.
You've got it.
Time to play it.
You've got it and not played it.
Steam, but just
you've got a whole 4-day weekend to get involved.
No, that's RuneScape time.
What?
This is my face.
I'm joking. I will play it this weekend, and I will talk about it on next week's podcast.
I was about to have an aneurysm, literally, off a vein bulging out my head. Please play it, because I want to know if it's good.
Cool. So on that note,
and tell me about it on the podcast next week.
On that note,
one last thing, just wanted to jump on, just real quick. PSVR has dropped in price, which is pretty significant bit of news for VR people, because it is the cheapest VR headset on the market, which is fucking
why
crazy.
They've dropped the price?
Because it's shit.
Because it's not that good.
Well, because they're probably going to.
Well, I say it's not that good. It's
they're
fine.
probably going to announce like PSVR 2 at E3, so they're dumping the hardware.
VR 2.
Well, they're going to do like a new version of the headset, an updated version.
They just did one.
Well, no, it came out. Came out like what, 2 years ago?
No, revised it last year.
If it's not like a
they did a revised.
No, like a PSVR 2.
Oh, okay, not a fully whatever, but they did a revised one where I think they'll announce. You could put HDR through it and things like that.
They'll announce a newer, updated version at E3, and that's why they've cut the price.
Ed's guesstimation.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. You did it here first, or you might have thought it yourself already. But yeah, I think that's why they've cut the price.
You think that's why they've done it? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I think they just did it because it's been out a while.
Yeah, they're just dumping the stock because they're going to do a new one.
I've got shifty eyes there. They're going to do a new one. Swear. That's all. Unless we want to talk about Sea of Thieves. Do we want to talk about Sea of Thieves? Quickly. We have nothing good to say about Sea of Thieves here, people. Let's be honest.
Sea of Thieves has been designed as a... Oh, no, fuck, what was it? An early access game that you've paid full price for. I think that's all we need to say. Cool.
Yes, basically that. Go on YouTube. YouTube that. Just YouTube Sea of Thieves as a fake early access or some shit. People just shitting on it everywhere. It's great. That's it. That's us. This is another week. We've got another podcast to do. Yeah. So it was nice speaking to you guys.
Go watch Ready Player One, then come back and listen to the spoilery podcast in a couple of days.
Do that.
Do that.
And it'll be a wonderful time. And whilst you're there, remember to click subscribe. Remember to click like. Remember to click the little notification bell. So when you do want to watch our stuff, it will give you a little notification. It'll be like, oh, Guys Playing Games have a new video, and then you can come click on it, and it'll be wonderful. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. All that good stuff.
Hashtag Guys Playing Games.
Hashtag Guys Playing Games.
At Guys Playing G's on Facebook, on Twitter even, and at / Guys Playing Games on Twitter, on Facebook. I fucked that up royally. I thought I had that nailed.
Let's go.
Okay.
We're done.
Play the thing.
Yeah, play the thing. Hang on, we should say what it is. So we're going to leave you with a track that is it's kind of it's been used in the trailers at least. The artwork has the Ready Player One logo on it. It's the Ready Player One version of Pure Imagination from Willy Wonka, which is a great song in its own right. This is I really like this.
I like it. I think it's really good.
It's a very cinematic thing. We're going to play it now, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.